Hello, hello! This is a very exciting moment for us to meet once again on this virtual way that has become the modern world that we're living in, and talk about trade, not just in Africa, but the rest of the world. But my focus for today would love to focus on EdTech and STEM opportunities in Africa. Sally Kimangu, that's my name. I live in Botswana. I call myself a Pan-African child. I have so many countries in Africa that I call home. Originally from Kenya, having done most of my adult life working in different parts of Africa, so it's quite in order for me to call myself a Pan-African child. I've been in the space of education technology, very much focusing on STEM and just EdTech. And for that reason, we've seen Africa emerge and evolve. We've seen a lot of opportunities that COVID-19 has actually exposed us to. So yes, it came with its challenges. We still had hit, but it has also come as a wake-up call, and Africa has risen to the occasion. I'd love to discuss and focus much more on what brought about these opportunities. First, we've had for the longest time a lot of challenges when it comes to government focusing and financing education. And one of the main reasons is the population for Africa grows and kind of grows overnight. We're now looking at doubling. Already we are more than 1 billion, and we could double that to 2.3 billion. That's more than 60% of the continent, which is below 25 years. So looking at that age, that presents a lot of opportunities that our youth can be able to embrace. Now, having had a lot of hardships in Africa, families look at education as one of the ways of escaping poverty. So it's of paramount importance for every family to feel that I have to take my child to education. Now, the government having the burden of educating people, the private sector has risen to the occasion, and that presents a lot of opportunity. The other reason, Africa wakes up and looks at just getting basic education is not enough. So it's a call for action that every individual feels. I need to get a career, I need to get a tertiary education, I need to improve myself as a human being. Obviously, with the same reason, this could be one of the ways I can escape poverty. So those two main reasons have made us step back, and as we get exposed and as we get internet penetration in Africa, that has presented opportunities that has made Africans, we start looking at our problems as opportunities, and we embrace that. We also encourage the upcoming youth for them to embrace the spirit of entrepreneurship, which has been quite successful. I'd love to highlight some of the reasons I would call Africa the new or the next frontier, and much more leading in fourth industrial revolution. With our youth having embraced technology, innovation is leading in Africa. From Cape to Cairo, they're coming up with technology. They're able to produce and also embrace STEM, which that has brought in a lot of opportunities. We're looking at STEM comes with its own assets, especially on job creation. We obviously have a shortage. We have still some challenges. We have a shortage of skilled labor, which I think that's a global problem. It's not just an African problem. So as we rise up to that occasion and make sure our youth gets educated, that presents great opportunities. So with STEM education on the rise, that has brought not just innovation, but we have coding and robotics centers that are mushrooming. We have innovation hubs that are quite impressive, which creates and presents a lot of opportunities. The trainers, the employment level, and just getting people exposed and open-minded. We have projects that we focus on in that space. And that makes us every day embrace the opportunities we come across. We're looking at, with the government having the heavy burden of educating everyone, the private schools has become like a major movement. So we have every other country looking at the creation of private schools, that is from primary to tertiary. That brings a lot, the employment of teachers, obviously food, and those are some of the opportunities we have seen as a result of COVID, where we looked at education, private schools as a major source of economic boost to economies in Africa. Africa has been spending a lot of money on educating our children to universities. And looking at that, we've now come to embrace virtual learning. So you find the kind of budgets we have, taking children to Australia, to Canada, to Europe, name it, kids are learning virtually at much less of that budget. This comes as a result of having internet penetration and Africans being able to embrace education. Africa spends more than $3 billion annually, and those are statistics from UN. If you look at that amount of money, and that's what we pay for our learners to get quality education overseas, that's heavy for Africa. So with COVID, our learners are learning virtually, and that makes us cut down that budget. And that also grows the local industries, which is the local tertiary schools. We have vocational colleges, which as some years back was a huge movement in Africa. We've gotten back to embracing that. Looking at, we're having a lot of shortages of skills, that is from tailors to carpenters, skills that learners who are not able to make it to universities are able to do, and that is done right from the grassroots, from the villages up to the cities. So with the new movement of STEM getting into Africa, that makes our children look at that as an opportunity, that they're able to get skills and also embrace self-employment, which is a little bit of a new thing. It's interesting to highlight, I call myself first generation from my family that has gotten into entrepreneurship. Traditionally, Africans, we were farmers, most of us. So our parents, my generation, my age with my gray hair, children born in the 70s, that's when we started with our parents being teachers. Most of us, our parents were teachers. And from getting that exposure, they pushed us. But then obviously it was a little bit scary. And everybody who saw you getting into business could get worried about you. What opportunities are there? What if you risk? What if you don't succeed? But currently we're getting to embrace business. And if you look at right from the grassroots, from the villages to the cities, we have so many small business people that are rising up to that occasion, which those are some of our success stories that we proudly tell about Africa and the emerging technology that has made it very easy and very possible for us to do that. As Africa gets to embrace education and economic empowerment and entrepreneurship, so to speak, we constantly look at upskilling our staff, which is something Edisto Africa, that's my company, we religiously do. So that's an income generation way where we constantly hire trainers to come and make sure our staff are well trained. Obviously, you train them well, they're bound to be more competent and embrace a better world. We have an influx of expatriates coming to Africa. And obviously language is a big barrier. That presents another opportunity. And Africa, with our thousands of languages, you want to do business in Africa, you have to embrace our culture, and most important, you have to speak our language. So Swahili, that's my language, is one of the widely spoken languages in Africa, and it presents a lot of opportunities from translators to people teaching the expatriates we're getting in Africa, the language. Mine is to encourage you all, come to Africa. We have lots of opportunities. Partner with our governments, our ministries of trade, our embassies, which almost every other embassy we have has a commercial attaché who gives you the guidelines and support on how to do business in Africa. We have a lot of investors. We have Africa Trade Union that has made it very easy for a lot of countries to do business. Educating the world as it is a collective responsibility. So, as we struggle with the challenges we're facing and we're rising up and embracing technology, we seek to have empathy and to get that understanding that as you come to do business and partner with Africans, let's remember it takes a village to raise a child. Thank you.